So Power Book 2 Ghost. It's been a while since I've spoken about Power Book 2 Ghost or anything related to do with Ghost Season 1 because there's not been much news recently. It has been very quiet, but considering I've been doing a recap of the original Power series and I completed Season 6 last week, I thought I'd follow it up by continuing in order and talk about Power Book 2 Ghost. So without further ado, let's roll the intro and then talk about Power Book 2 Ghost Season 1 and some predictions for Season 2. So welcome back to another Power Sunday, and Power Sundays is something I will always do no matter what is on, whether it be snowfall or weather or whatever else it is in the future. You will always get a video update or something power related on Sundays. So with that being said, remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Universe related. But let's talk Power Book 2 Ghost, and I'm going to focus on Kane, Tariq and Brayden's characters, but I will touch on Dru and 2-Bit's characters towards the end of the video as well. So let's touch on Kane, Tariq and Brayden and why they can help elevate Power Book 2 Ghost in Season 2 together. We know the connections that Power have made throughout Season 1 with the original Power series. I went through 20 Power connections in this video, but as I binge watched Power Ghost over the last 2 days, I actually found even more, and they even go as deeper as to what Tariq was studying with Socrates and Tommy Egan actually mentioning Socrates in a conversation with Tariq. I'm going to do a 2-part series with the connections video because this is where I will dive deeper into a lot more connections from the 2 shows. But I want to start with talking Tariq, and in his own words, Tariq learned a lot from Ghost, knowing who to trust, thinking ahead, finding a better way of just about doing anything. We saw him do each of these things throughout Season 1 of Power Book 2 Ghost, and the eulogy that he gave in episode 2, he said that he's learning more about his father than he did when he was alive, and it's due to the fact that he's now having to live and go through some of the things that Ghost had to. He finally understood why Ghost had to do some of the things that he did, such as hurting the people that he loves to get what he wants. Tariq does the exact same thing when he admitted to Monet that all he ever does is hurt the people that he loves, and he finally admitted at the end of the season, telling Tommy that he wants to be worthy of one day claiming his father's name because he's the manifestation of what he could never be, and people will see Tariq for who he truly is. He's got the intellectual mind of Ghost, but he has the force and actions of Kanan. And this was a comment that was made by Seth Fitzgerald on my previous video on Tariq and Ghost, which is a great comment, and although I agree to a certain extent, he hasn't got the actions of Kanan just yet in my opinion, but there is someone who has, and I'm going to come to that in just a moment. But Tariq himself, he's the money man, he knows how to make money, he's smart, he can think on the spot, and he handles pressure very well too. Let's throw it back to Season 6, Episode 7. Tasha said to Tariq that he can be better than Ghost ever was, something that I dive deep into in this video. But one thing Tariq doesn't have just yet is he can't throw his hands, but he will have other people who can do that for him. This is where other characters like 2-Bit, Brayden and Kane come in. So let's talk about Kane and Tariq's relationship next. And as much as it's been said before, Kane being the next Kanan, I don't actually agree, especially after rewatching the whole season again. Kane Tejada is Kane Tejada, and Kanan Stark is Kanan Stark. They have made some comparisons, and I just mentioned there is someone who has similar traits to Kanan, and that's Kane. For example, when Kanan had Dre deal with Brock and him turning away and smiling, Kane doing a similar thing with Tariq and Jabari, having a smirk on his face just like Kanan did. But the reason why I don't think Kane is Kanan is because Kanan was very smart and calculated. He loved manipulating people in situations to his advantage, and he used the 48 laws of power to make moves to make sure he was 3 moves ahead of his enemies. For example, he played the game almost pitch perfect when he stole Tommy's business from under his nose in Season 2 and was close to delivering it to Felipe Lobos. But Kane isn't capable of doing something like this just yet. Tariq is, but Kane, he can definitely throw his hands and be ruthless in a way Kanan was, and this is why I think they'll complement each other very well if they can find a way of working together. But Kane isn't shy about killing anyone either. They started Power Book 2 Ghost with 2 kills for Kane in the first 2 episodes, killing Rel and Uncle Frank, and even chopping him up into pieces, something Kanan taught Tommy and Ghost at their first chop shop. So going back to the comment made by Seth, yeah, Tariq does have the intellectual mind of Ghost, and he certainly could have the actions of Kanan in the future, but he doesn't need to because he'll have characters like Kane who has similar traits and can do the dirty work for him. So Tariq and Kane can really complement each other and draw on each other's strengths in Season 2 if they can put aside their differences and work together, which I think they will, judging by what we saw from their last encounter on Power Book 2 Ghost. Tariq is the money man, the one who makes the decisions, and Tariq has also shown that he can tell Kane what to do and he will listen. In episode 2 he told Kane that Frank was a snitch and he made him understand that they need to dead Jabari. Tariq can help him get back in with Monet and his family, but he needs to let him take care of it all. So this is one partnership that I am looking forward to seeing, and it means that Tariq may possibly be in the streets a lot more in season 2, which means Brayden will be in the streets a lot more as well. So let's talk Brayden next, because he is one character that has brought a breath of fresh air to this show. We've learned that he's someone like Kane who can complement Tariq, and he's someone that can throw his hands as well. Kane's actually taken a liking to Brayden in my opinion, especially after episode 6 when Brayden and Trace were put on the streets. But even though I think Kane has taken a liking to Brayden, I don't think the tests have stopped just yet at the streets. I do believe in season 2 they will go one step further, and Kane will continue to test Brayden, especially if Tariq and Brayden are in the streets a lot more compared to the first season, which I think they will be. They of course have the course correct app, which is how they sell at Stansfield, but the campus is going to be way too hot to do business, especially after the death of Bars and then the death of Jabari's on top, which we still need to see the fallout from. So where do they take their business? It has to be in the streets, and this is why I think we'll see Tariq and Brayden in the streets a lot more in season 2. And if they are in the streets, this is where I really hope we see the trio of Kane, Tariq and Brayden together at some point. And I think we will see them working together, and the dynamic of those three working together could really help elevate season 2 of Power Book 2 Ghost. Tommy and Kanan and Ghost working together for a short period of time on Power in season 5 worked really well, and I thought Power season 5 was one of the most enjoyable seasons, so I hope we see something similar like this in season 2 of Power Book 2 Ghost. But back to Brayden's character, and we know about his thirst and hunger for the game, and despite his family's wealth, he wants to earn his money by himself his way, and this is the way he's chosen. But he's not been fully exposed to the side of the streets and the side of the game that Tariq has been exposed to, and the side of the streets that Kane has grew up in. And this is what needs to be explored with Brayden's character in season 2. Can he handle it? Of course he can. But how about when he sees someone like Tariq or Kane murder someone? What's his reaction going to be then? What if he's forced to kill someone to protect Tariq or Kane? Will he hesitate in pulling the trigger? And will that unleash this bloodthirsty killing trait for Brayden? And I don't think they need to rush Brayden killing someone. They don't necessarily need to have him kill someone of importance. They can have him kill anyone, but as long as it makes sense and as long as it serves a purpose and serves the storyline and his character development. Now there are also two more characters that could play a crucial role in season 2 in my opinion, and that's Dru Tejada and 2-Bit. Dru is a character who isn't built for the game and someone who doesn't even want to be in the game. Kane said in episode 3 after a showdown with Guap that Dru's not built for it, but this just might change after what we saw him do to Guap to protect Zeke, and after being shot by Rico and his men. I think we may just see a different side to Dru in the coming season. With 2-Bit, I really hope he does stay on Power Book 2 Ghost, but something that Joseph Sikora said on his Instagram live makes me think otherwise. Let me just play this clip for you.
Republic, any twist coming to the show. Well, we know that Tommy is on his way to California, and we know that this show, at least presently, is being filmed in Chicago. We don't know how much is filmed before he gets here, and we don't know if he's gonna make it out of here. What's up, bro?
So Joseph Sikora said we don't know how much is filmed before he gets to Chicago, and it's pretty normal for them to film extra scenes after the season finale in the lead up to the following season. And it just makes me think, could Tommy have met up with 2-Bit after the scene at Ghost's grave before he heads off to Chicago again? Could this then be answered in Power Book 4 Force before we see Power Book 2 Ghost season 2? And I just wanted to throw it out there because they can make it work and make it make sense if they did something like this. But I'm hoping he sticks around Power Book 2 Ghost with Tariq on his journey over the next couple of seasons, because he's going to need the help of quite a few people. We've already seen them foreshadow 2-Bit being a kind of a mentor to Tariq, so I hope he does stick around on Power Book 2 Ghost. But drop me all your thoughts on Power Book 2 Ghost season 2. I want to read some early predictions, so drop me all your predictions or any comments on Kane, Tariq and Brayden, and 2-Bit as well. I'm intrigued to know what you guys think about 2-Bit and where he fits into the Power universe, so drop me all your thoughts on 2-Bit. And of course, if you're new to the channel, remember to smash the subscribe button and hit this video with a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.